Slave City family, what is up? It is Bobby and Brad coming at you in front of Panera Bread Company because we were actually right there at Chipotle the other week doing the menu review. And we asked for the next destination of where to go, and the top request was Panera Bread, a place I haven't been maybe in 5 or 6 years. But the good news is I did a ton of research on the website with Brad, and there are some good options. For the most part, they use real food, no harsh chemicals, preservatives, fake stuff like a Chick-fil-A did the other week. So let's go in there. Let's order almost the entire menu and then do a review of all the ingredients, what to order, what to avoid, and why. Because if you're gonna go out to a place like Panera Bread, I wanna make sure you guys put the best quality stuff in your body. Before we get in there and do our thing, like, subscribe, share, my friend. The only way this channel keeps growing and the only way we help you out put the best quality stuff in your body is by you spreading that Slave City love. Okay, let's go place a big order and go into Panera. All right, family, we got all the menu items. You should have seen the look on the guy's face. He was like, are you joking? So I want to start with something that people love here. It's the broccoli cheddar soup. Check this out, Brad. I haven't had broccoli cheddar maybe in 10, 15 years. We're going to give it a try. That's good. Super rich and creamy, but the devil's in the details. I got my notes just like I always do for my fast food reviews. And the good news is most of the stuff at Panera is pretty solid. I was surprised that it doesn't have a lot of preservatives, fake ingredients, MSG. There's no food coloring, but broccoli cheddar soup is not one of the soups I would actually get. Because if you look at the main ingredient here, they're not using real cheddar cheese to make the cheese sauce into this soup. They're actually using pasteurized, processed cheddar cheese food. That's the same thing as like Velveeta, or that stuff that I used to spray onto crackers as a kid and directly into my mouth that my mom would buy me. They're not even using that, where at least in the mac and cheese, which I'll get to in a second, they're using real cheddar cheese. So that's kind of a bummer. And if you look at the other ingredients, those aren't too bad. You have your normal stuff you're gonna see in a soup. They have heavy cream to make it super creamy. Unfortunately, they are using yeast extract, and you'll see almost every dish has something called yeast extract. It's kind of a fancier or safer word for MSG. Yeast extract's only job is to make your taste buds get excited, send a signal to the old brain and say, this is good, I want more. I see that a lot in the grocery store. It's a cheats way to make people like the food more, but it's very common for fast food. And besides that, there's a little bit of canola oil, but it's less than 2%. So it's GMO canola oil, but not terrible. And honestly, the taste is good, but I wouldn't get this because they're not using real cheese like they do in the mac and cheese. What would I get is actually this. Check this out, Brad. This is the healthiest soup at Panera by far. This is the 10 veggie soup, which is very exciting. I have to get a clean spoon. I don't want to contaminate with that processed cheese product over there. Easily the highest quality, most nutrient-dense soup here. The question is, how does it taste? Oh, it's nice. It kind of has like a minestrone vibe going for it. And the cool thing about this is that it has the 10 vegetables, carrots, celery, tomatoes, onion. Unfortunately, it does have the yeast extract, but they all have them. So whatever, we'll live with that, right? But after that, fire roasted tomatoes give you that nice smoky flavor. A little bit of corn in there. It's got soy sauce for that fermented funk flavor. But check this out. It actually has sprouted brown rice, sprouted red fife, and chia seeds. What? I've never seen that at like a fast casual place. The cool thing about sprouted grains, and in this case, red fife and brown rice, is that they're soaked or sprouted for about 24 to 48 hours. When you do that, they're easy on your tummy to digest, but it also unlocks more nutrition for your body to get out of them. I cannot believe they're doing that. That's unbelievable. And the chia seeds have a good amount of protein and iron in there. So really cool. And the macros are much lower than most other ones. So by far, 10 veggie soup for the win. In terms of flavor, it's great. Nutrients, pretty solid, and ingredients are not bad at all. Now we'll go to the other side of the spectrum, the mac and cheese, which I will say the ingredients for the mac and cheese are pretty darn solid. Damn, that's a good mac and cheese. And if we look at the ingredients, obviously it has the enriched macaroni product. That's just white flour pasta, the same thing you get at the store. It's the kind of stuff we stay away from in our hauls and cooking videos, but for mac and cheese, it's par for the course. But unlike the broccoli cheddar soup, they're actually using real cheddar cheese, not the processed fake cheese product, which is fantastic. And besides that, to be honest, I don't see too many other ingredients that are terrible. Besides, there's a little bit of soybean oil in here. You'll notice that fast food restaurants use stuff that we never use to cook at home. Soybean oil. Maybe some people deep fry in that. The reason they do that, and I'll talk about it in the dressings, it's cheap. What does Mr. Wonderful Brad say from Shark Tank? Money. It's super cheap and it's a neutral oil. We'll talk about that with the salad dressing. So mac and cheese is not nearly as toxic as I thought it was. And to be honest, it's not even toxic. It's just not good for you. But the ingredients are pretty solid. So that's cool with that. Let's swap out the broccoli cheddar here. Turkey chili. Look at this. Ground turkey chili. I see tomatoes there. I see corn. And there's something really cool I'll tell you about in a second. There's chickpeas in here. Flavor's kind of weak, to be honest. Doesn't really have that oomph, that proper seasoning that a turkey chili should be. But if I look at my notes here, Bobby Parrish, investigative reporter, live at the scene here. I love the fact they're using dark ground turkey meat. I always talk about in my turkey recipes getting dark meat because white meat dries out so easily. It's 99% meat, 1% fat. Ground turkey thigh or dark meat, it's about 93% beef and 7% fat. So much more fat, which is better. Besides that, are you kidding me? Chickpeas, tomatoes, tomato paste, onions, carrots. The only really bad ingredient I see, yeast extract, but they all have it. And they're cooking in the soybean oil again instead of like an olive oil or avocado because money. But overall, not bad. They just need a little seasoning. I'd say a little more salt, ancho chili powder, maybe some smoked paprika. I'll talk to the chef back there. I'm sure he wants my feedback, right, Brad? So not terrible. Let's go to sandwiches though. So, all right, Brad says the Chipotle chicken avocado melt. Now I will say, Brad, it does not look as good as it did on the website, to be fair. Looks a little sloppy. Poppy's a little sloppy like in Seinfeld. It's a lot of bread, wow. It's a good sandwich. A little dry, a little skimpy on that Chipotle mayo. So, the focaccia bread obviously is made with enriched flour. But what I don't love is they're using an olive oil blend. They're using best-in-class extra virgin olive oil in the focaccia, cut with GMO, highly processed, highly inflammatory canola oil. Once again, as Manus Calca would say, why will you do that? It's because of the money. If you use pure extra virgin olive oil, it's more expensive. If you cut it with canola oil, canola is a neutral flavor, and you still taste that extra virgin fruitiness or grassiness, but it saves you a lot more money. I don't like that at all. But they are using some of those sprouted grain blends like they did in my soup in the bread too. They have the sprouted rye, spelt, and oats. So at least they got that going for them. I don't like the fact that the Chipotle sauce, what I just complained about, did they even put Chipotle sauce on here? It's as skimpy as can be. Come on, man. I don't like the fact that the Chipotle sauce is based in, boom, soybean oil. Just like the sauce is when we did the Chick-fil-A review. And then instead of using sour cream, they're using natural sour cream flavor. Really? It's like, so this one's a little weak. I probably wouldn't get that one. But how about this one? This bread is the toasted Frontega chicken sandwich. Once again, very hastily prepared here. I don't know, maybe it was the end of the lunch rush. I don't know. I think I got the short end of the stick here. It's a lot of bread. I wish they would offer a keto or low carb option. It's okay. I think if it was pressed more, they had more sauce, it'd be better. But this one here, once again, at least it has the sprouted grains in there. What's so funny? Oh my God, look at that. We got free entertainment in the video.
I'm a big follower. So.
Appreciate the entertainment. That's awesome.
Have a balanced day.
Yeah, thank you. You too. You didn't interrupt anything. Don't worry about it. This is probably the best presentation we have today, Brad. The Napa chicken salad sandwich. That looks nice, right, Brad? Not like these sloppy sandwiches here. I'm gonna take one of the breads off. That's nice. Juicy, creamy, similar ingredients to the other sandwiches. So all the sandwiches have okay ingredients, but flavor-wise for me, and to be honest, I love chicken salad, Napa's where it's at. We got to try the flatbread pizza, Brad, before it goes bad. I heard these are insanely popular. This is the basic cheese flatbread. I didn't want to get anything on there like pepperoni or stuff like that. I wanted the OG. It's cooled down a little bit, right? That's my fault, not theirs. The bread is kind of like that focaccia style. And to be honest, the ingredients are not terrible. The flour is obviously wheat flour. It's not whole wheat flour. It has that oil blend with canola oil too. But there's not a ton of nasty ingredients in there. When you get to the other ones, like the 4 cheese, they're using some nasty cheese sauces. I would go with the OG one. This one is not terrible, and the flavor is pretty decent. This is what I'm calling one of the best options here at Panera Bread. This is the Baja Bowl. That looks good, doesn't it, Brad? Oh, yeah. This looks good. It looks fresh. I have to taste it, and then I'll tell you about the ingredients.
I just call her sister.
Very fresh. I'm gonna be a chopped judge for a second. We have some seasoning issues. The quinoa and the brown rice are not seasoned with salt or any kind of acid, but I'm gonna give them a pass because the Baja Bowl is your cleanest option at all of Panera. What's so cool about it? The base, right? Time to turn up the base. Is made with brown rice and quinoa. Complex carbohydrates, unlike the flour and wheat in the flatbread and the sandwiches. Brown rice cooked with extra virgin olive oil. Red and white quinoa cooked with extra virgin olive oil. Amazing. More extra virgin olive oil in the dressing. Black beans, which is a complex carb. They do put a little sugar in here. Touch of canola oil further down. Anytime you see ingredients further down, there's less of them. It always goes in the predominant to less ingredients. And then a little bit of soybean oil. But this right here, the sour cream is actually whole milk plain Greek yogurt. It's not even sour cream. And Greek yogurt is strained more, so it has less natural sugar or less lactose, more protein, and the whole milk is actually better for you because it has more omega-3 fatty acids. Besides a little bit of sugar and a little bit of canola oil and a little bit of seasoning issues, but I'll talk to them once again about that, Brad. That's great. You can get some chicken on top. That's the meal you want. Wow, that is absolutely fantastic. Last but not least, check this out, Brad. This is the strawberry poppy seed salad. And I'm calling this the best salad on the menu, ingredient-wise. Before I get into that, though, I gotta taste it. That's Florida, loud mufflers. You know what? The dressing is a little sweet, but the reason why I chose this one is so interesting. It's the only dressing they have on the menu that has no oil. Now, I'm not afraid of fat. I just am trying to avoid processed, GMO, inflammatory, free radical laced oils like the canola and the soybean oil. Look at the ingredients. Does anyone find any oil? The dressing only has water, dried cane sugar, which I can taste, orange juice concentrate, poppy seeds, stevia. The only oil is the pecans are roasted in the most toxic oil of all, cottonseed oil. It's the most highly processed, highly inflammatory GMO oil around, but it's literally a skosh of that. Besides that, there's nothing else. Now, it is high in natural sugar because of the fruit, but the dressing does have some sugar too. That being said, the other salads are not terrible. They just have more of those processed oils that we're trying to avoid. If you stop here in the morning and you try to get your bagel or your pastry and your coffee, I scoured the menu. We broke out a magnifying glass to find any kind of bakery item or sweet treat that was healthy-ish. They don't got it. The only thing that actually piqued my interest, and this is super, super sketchy in my opinion, was the sprouted grain bagel flat. I tried to order it, but they're sold out. It's late in the afternoon. What are you gonna do? See ya.
Have a balanced day.
We always do. Talk about misleading. It's actually loaded with enriched flour, whole wheat white flour, and then at the very, very end, the last ingredients are sprouted spelt, sprouted rye, sprouted oats. I think it's just the stuff garnished on top. That is not a sprouted bagel flat. That is just a bagel with a little bit of sprouted grains on top. That's bogus. So to be honest, if you compare that to the plain bagel, the ingredients are very, very similar. So I wouldn't get any of those. And if you do, get the plain cream cheese that only has 2 grams of natural sugar. If you get the honey walnut cream cheese, it has 8 grams of sugar, 6 of which are added. So Breakfast is kind of tough here. Okay, so that is it for the menu review. Overall, pretty happy. Don't worry, we're not gonna waste this food. We're gonna box it up, take it to some homeless people on the corner with some beverages and everything. Where to next, right? We did Chipotle, which really was right there, that Chipotle. We've done here, we've done Chick-fil-A. You let us know where next. I'm thinking about McDonald's and saying, if you have to go there, what are your best options? But you let us know. But that is it for Bradley and myself. We leave you like we always do. Hashtag keep on cooking. Mad love and peace. Later, y'all.